Welcome to Yankee Chronicle. I'm your host, Abby Peel, and we are being presented by The Bend at Sugar River, the fine food, delicatessen, and country store in Sunapee. We'll visit with Annie Montgomery, one of the owners, and learn about this unique food stop in Sunapee. I'll have a wrap with Cathy Raymond on this year's Women Who Make a Difference luncheon. And we'll visit with Cory Flint at Prospect Hill Antiques in Sunapee Harbor. And we'll get a preview of what's new this season at the Telephone Museum in Warner. Don't go away because you won't want to miss this week's edition of your Yankee Chronicle as we spring into spring.
This program is supported by Echo Communications, a digitally integrated commercial printer and mailer located in New London, New Hampshire since 1997, with roots going back much further as the country press, AccuMail, and the home of the Kearsarge shopper. Echo Communications.
The Lake Sunapee region is one of the few communities in the country where you can ski year-round. During the summer season, the lake provides water skiing, fishing, swimming, and boating. During the winter, Mount Sunapee Resort, located at the south end of the lake, is one of the most popular ski and snowboard destinations in New Hampshire. The views of Lake Sunapee from the trails in Sun Bowl are spectacular. For more information about visiting our beautiful area, contact the Lake Sunapee Region Chamber of Commerce.
Welcome back to Yankee Chronicle. I'm your host, Abby Peel, coming to you from the Bend at Sugar River, a new deli located on Lower Main Street in Sunapee. And I'm now joined by Annie Montgomery, one of the co-owners here. Hi, Annie.
Hi, Abby.
This is the place to be.
It sure is.
We look relaxed. We look happy. Tell us about your entire vision to make the Bend at Sugar River come to be.
It was a fluke. But we just knew that Sunapee needed a full year, fully opened all year food establishment.
Yes.
And we are not really a restaurant, we're a grab and go kind of deli, but we do have this fabulous patio.
I'd say. This is fantastic.
And there's plenty of places to eat out here. A few places inside.
Sure.
But I just think Sunapee needed this. You know, pastries and good food and great sandwiches and take-home dinners was very important because nobody was doing that in Sunapee either.
Tell us exactly where the Bend is located.
So the Bend is on Lower Main Street in the lower village of Sunapee, which is on the west side of Route 11.
Yes.
And it's about half a mile down from Route 11.
And this is a bit of a historic area.
It's a very historic area. There were 9 mills, and it was a really thriving area. And the wonderful state of New Hampshire put on Route 11,
yeah,
and sort of
divided
the two halves of the village. And I think our goal is to revitalize the lower village.
Yeah.
It was so thriving for so long, and now we want it to be that again. Yeah.
And you did a lot of research to get to here. You visited different delis and tasted different menus, and
we did,
and you kind of went on a New England tour to kind of see what did we like.
We started in Maine, and we just kept stopping all the way between Portland and Sunapee.
Amazing.
And seeing different delis.
And Mother Nature has given us a flowing Sugar River due to some rain.
Well, I'm hoping the cameras can see how overflowing it is, but hopefully we don't have any water in bad places.
Yes, what a spot though to sit here and kind of enjoy the Sugar River and a nice meal. Talk about the concept. I mean, you've been open almost a year, coming up, and talk about what you brought into the menu and different sort of lines that you brought in.
Well, my daughter-in-law, who was very into foods and grocery stores, really launched the Bend.
Sure.
And she knew a lot about different foods, and my kids are big foodies.
Yep.
And everybody sort of said, well, we don't want a regular old deli sandwich. We want it a little bit different, a little bit unusual. And so we did. We got, like, a BLT has different things on it. It's not just a BLT. So that's sort of the concept. And then the concept of the of the sandwiches was also, let's come up with some really cool names.
I love the names.
Yeah, so we have Wind Hill, a very important road in Sunapee.
Yes, right up the street.
We have the Parlin, which reflects the Parlin Field in Newport that we love.
Sun Bowl salad is one after the Sun Bowl
Sun Bowl,
at Mount Sunapee.
Yeah.
Isn't there one after Aerosmith too? Yep, you got to do a nod to Aerosmith.
Yes, and what's that? The something Sweet Emotion.
Yeah. Perfect.
Yeah.
And then a lot of lines that you brought in for sort of things to go with your sandwich or your salad, different foods and drinks and chips and all that. Really
not the run of the mill.
Yeah,
go into
unique.
a convenience store and come out with a Coke.
Right.
You don't do that here. We're trying to be a little more healthy than items with a lot of sugar.
Sure.
And
making sure it's healthy.
Yeah, and so we've got a really interesting line of products.
Staff was also important to you, giving people jobs in town in your year-round operation. So now you have year-round employment, but it was important to you to make sure that you were staffing it with local people that knew of the area and knew people as familiar faces as they walked in.
Yes, yeah, and everybody makes friends all the time around here. It's sort of a gathering spot.
It is. It's a perfect spot. Now you have this wonderful patio where it can be a perfect gathering spot. What is the hope for the Bend down the road?
We're hoping to keep this going and maybe add a few things to the menu.
Yep.
Not sure, but we would maybe get into a little bit more catering.
Okay.
In the area.
Yeah.
Especially with the summer crowds on the lake.
Yes.
And hoping that we can help them with platters of food.
Yeah, here's a platter of sandwiches. You don't have to think about lunch today. I expect everybody to come and sit here at least once this summer. I mean,
they must, because
so peaceful.
It is so lovely, and sit by the river's edge.
Let's now join Annie and Chris for a stroll through the deli.
We salvaged the beams, as you can see around. You can also see, I call it my history wall. And my history wall talks a little bit about the lower village. Shows pictures of the old buildings and my favorite part of the lilacs, which unfortunately we didn't save enough of. And then if you turn and see this wall, this is still part of the whole history wall, and that was the crutch and rake factory. And so I tried to have photos of the many things in the lower village. And this is an actual rake from the rake factory that you can see.
One of the comical things was, as the site foreman in the big excavator was starting to demolish the barn, it was early January, about 3 years ago, and Annie went rushing out and said, "I want to save those windows." And he barely knew us. But he said, "Are you crazy, lady? I can get you some new ones."
I'll get you new windows.
Annie said, "I want those." And when people come in, they are enthralled that we preserved so much of the history. And then this was a very important thing to Annie, to have a cozy spot. And she wanted essentially a wood stove. It's propane-fired wood stove. It's a highly sought-after seating area. I think that it's very thoughtfully curated selection of country store items, a really nice selection of cheeses, and then we have, for off-premise consumption, wine and beer and non-alcoholic beer, and then a very interesting variety of chips and crackers, but unlike one might find in the typical convenience store. We try to partner with local farmers and vendors and help to promote their products as well. So we have sides, we have entrees, and we have take-home dinners.
I think a lot of our marketing was trying to, in the winter at least, is gearing toward the skiers, saying, you don't want to cook tonight when you get home, do you?
Right. And then now for boating, come summer, you can grab and pack a bag.
And what we're really working on, and from a marketing standpoint, if people are anticipating company for the weekend, a couple of days ahead of time, they can just go online on our website, and they'll have a whole menu from which they can select platters and sandwiches and things like that. In January, we were very thrilled to be awarded the Rookie Business of the Year by the Lake Sunapee Region Chamber of Commerce. And that's been a really fun recognition. And now in April, Business NH magazine ran a feature article on us. And a couple weeks ago, New Hampshire magazine, in their May issue, The Best of the Granite State, in the Dartmouth Lake Sunapee region, identified us as one of the best places to eat in this region. So all of that is just really edifying for us. We're getting known, and we seem to continue to get very positive word of mouth, and that's so important for a new business.
Definitely. When we come back, I'll catch up with Cathy Raymond and bring a wrap of the 2025 Women Who Make a Difference luncheon, highlighted by this year's winners. Stay with us on your Yankee Chronicle to learn more about where you too could help underwrite our show. For more information, contact us at ycnnow.com.
This program is supported by H.R. Clough and Kearsarge Heating. Their full-service model offers oil delivery, propane, motor fuels with design, installation, service, and maintenance of all types of oil, gas, and alternative energy systems, as well as air conditioning, water conditioning systems, and their highly trained and friendly staff will assist you throughout the process of buying, installing, and servicing a full line of energy products. H.R. Clough and Kearsarge Heating.
The Bridges of Madison County. Based on the best-selling novel and popular movie, this stunning two-time Tony Award-winning Broadway musical features a gorgeous score by Tony Award-winning composer Jason Robert Brown and a moving book by Pulitzer Prize winner Marcia Norman. After marrying an American soldier to escape Italy at the end of World War II, Francesca builds herself a home in Iowa, raising 2 children and settling into a steady but unremarkable routine. Then one day, she meets Robert, a charismatic photographer who awakens her passion and changes her life forever. In its first time on the Barn Playhouse stage, The Bridges of Madison County is a sweeping romance that is bound to leave audiences breathless. Due to its adult situation and themes, The Bridges of Madison County is likely not recommended for all ages.
Welcome back to Yankee Chronicle and this special edition for the Women Who Make a Difference luncheon. I'm Abby Peel, joined by the Director of Development at the VNA, Cathy Raymond. Hi, Cathy.
Hey, how are you?
We are so excited that this is now the 26th annual. How does it feel? How's the day preparing?
It feels great. We sold out like earlier than ever.
Amazing.
It's crazy. We sold out at 225 is the maximum, and that was a couple weeks back.
With the wait list.
With a wait list.
Excited.
So I think pretty much everyone's getting in, but it's wonderful, and we're feeling really good about our winners and our speaker and everything.
A lot of people say this is the kickoff to spring, so we're just about to get started with the traditional open song from the 3rd grade at New London Elementary and led by Nicole Densmore. The kids are just amazing at the start of every luncheon. It's incredible.
It's it's kind of my favorite part.
I have a hard time picking the favorite, but it is that. We're now going to hear from Kate Hanley, who's today's speaker. She's an author and lost her mom to dementia and has been coming to this event for many, many years.
Right?
Don't just survive the obstacles and challenges that come into your life. Live them, feel them, and love them through. Because life's obstacles aren't meant to make us perfect. They are meant to make us whole. From my heart to yours, thank you.
Thank you to Kate Hanley. What a story. That was an emotional roller coaster of happiness, sad. Oh my gosh. Amazing.
Yeah.
Everyone should look up Kate Hanley's Breakfast Memories book. It was fantastic. It's now time for the 2 awards. The first one we give out is a 2025 Women Who Make a Difference High School Award winner.
To Emma Reed from Sunapee Middle High School.
Congratulations to Emma Reed from Sunapee Middle High School. Some of these kids are just amazing, the things that they do.
They're incredible. And every nomination, it's like we always say, we get all these great nominations. That's the only thing I really don't like about this event is,
I know.
Is you have to pick one person.
I know. You want to be like,
they're all so
you were
amazing.
Great. We'll be in touch. Because they're all, it's so hard to pick, but Emma Reed, amazing. She does a lot. Now it's time for the 2025 Women Who Make a Difference Award. As committee members, it is so hard to always pick this person. We get tons of nominations. We revisit some, but here it is, the 2025 Women Who Make a Difference Award winner.
She could not be here, but she's beyond thrilled and definitely here with us in spirit, and you will see who wins after this video.
I am so sorry I couldn't be here today in person to thank the Lake Sunapee Region Visiting Nurse Association and Hospice, and all of you.
So this year's winner is Ann Davis.
Congratulations to Ann Davis, the winner of the 2025 Women Who Make a Difference Award. Well, the 26th year has come and gone. It goes so quickly.
I know, and I have to give a shout out to our singer.
Because Nora Gantner.
We have a closing song every year that's meant to be very beautiful and inspirational. And for the 3rd year, Nora Gantner, who's from Kearsarge, and she sang the most perfect song for the talk today, Nat King Cole's Unforgettable.
When we return, I'll be at Prospect Hill Antiques in Sunapee Harbor for a look at what they have to offer. Let's now take a break for a few words from another business that underwrites your Yankee Chronicle. These local businesses can only continue if you buy and support those that support us.
This program is supported by Main Street Bookends of Warner for books, toys, games, cards, gifts, and a gallery of local art. Main Street Bookends of Warner.
The Lake Sunapee region is one of the few communities in the country where you can ski year-round. During the summer season, the lake provides water skiing, fishing, swimming, and boating. During the winter, Mount Sunapee Resort, located at the south end of the lake, is one of the most popular ski and snowboard destinations in New Hampshire. The views of Lake Sunapee from the trails in Sun Bowl are spectacular. For more information about visiting our beautiful area, contact the Lake Sunapee Region Chamber of Commerce.
Welcome back to Yankee Chronicle. I'm your host, Abby Peel, coming to you from Prospect Hill Antiques right here in Sunapee Harbor. And I'm now joined by one of the owners, Cory Flint. Hi, Cory.
Hello.
Thanks for hosting us.
Thanks for having us.
This is a place where we didn't really need much of a set, and a ton of different places that we could have had this interview today, because you have a lot of different wonderful places in this whole building. Why don't you talk about it in a whole of what people can see here at Prospect Hill?
Sure. We like to think of ourselves as a collaborative collection of antiques, custom furniture, new furniture, brands such as Stickley, many other brands that we mix in. But our heart and soul's always been in the antiques. Mm-hmm. Part of moving over from the barn a few years ago was definitely to show a bigger collection of art, mm-hmm. some of our local artists,
sure,
as well as some artists that have found us from across the country.
Mm-hmm.
So we love to have a collaborative mix and offer the new clientele of the Lake Sunapee area and the New England region.
Totally.
A nice collection.
Do you find people that come in and they think, oh, I really want to come look at this couch, but then they end up buying something completely different than they originally thought?
Absolutely. Happens all the time. They come in looking for a specific piece. They're on a mission. and they end up leaving with something that they thought they didn't need.
Totally.
We love those types of days for sure.
And you have quite a variety of different, obviously, furniture, tables, chairs, that sort of thing. But then you have some other little knickknacks almost that people could furnish their house with as well.
Absolutely. Everybody knows Simon Pierce. Simon Pierce is a brand that we've carried for the last 5 or 6 seasons. We always like to, again, mix in estate collections or collectibles. So it could be vintage, could be antique, or it could be something completely new, made by a local artisan.
Absolutely.
Yep.
And what if you were to pick a unique or favorite? Do you have something here that's just sticks out to you? The motorcycle is still cool.
The motorcycles are always cool. The vintage motorcycles, we both Rick and I have a passion for, so those are easy. We just recently sold a very high-end artisan-made loon that was carved out of a piece of driftwood.
Wow.
And I would say that for the last, at least for the last 5 years, that was one of my favorite pieces.
And so was it bittersweet to see it leave out the door?
It was. It was indeed. But going to a local family and a great family. So we're
You
happy
must have a
about
lot
that.
of clientele who are lake people or water lovers, mountain lovers. And
Yep.
how much of the inventory here do you really think about when you bring in pieces in regards to the lake?
Yeah, always try to think about those people for sure. They're kind of, I guess, the bread and butter of they come in every season, looking to see what we found. They don't necessarily need anything. They're not furnishing a new home necessarily, but they're always interested.
Yeah.
So they're very much on our minds when we're out looking around New England.
Absolutely.
Yep.
And talk about too the part that you will come and look at people's pieces in their house. Not only will you deliver, but you'll look at some antiques and decide from your perspective of, is it something you want to bring in house?
100%. All right. Some of our favorite things to do are house calls, to visit estates. Sometimes people will have us come in before they're getting ready to sell the house. So we'll, literally cherry pick just what's right for us. Other times we're visiting folks and buying out the estate. Not all of which comes here to Prospect Hill, but those are the best days for us. The buying is actually far more fun than the selling.
I'm sure.
But both are exciting. Yep.
It's also worth mentioning that you will ship or deliver to people, so you don't have to necessarily. I always think of somebody who comes out into the harbor on their boat and then they come and see, oh, I love this couch. Now how do I get it back? And you won't make them put it on the back of the boat.
We definitely ship. We deliver ourselves all over New England, and we have different avenues of white glove delivery. Also pack and ship locally here in New London. We use Flash Photo. So there really hasn't been anything that stumped us so far as shipping things to get them to their destination.
It's really good to know so that you don't feel like, oh no, I gotta walk this couch back to my house or something. You'll make that happen.
We can. That's the easy part, actually. It used to be a difficult thing, but in today's world, shipping is easy.
Amazing. Well, Cory Flint, I'll talk to you again next week on our episode, but thank you so much for hosting us and joining me today.
Thank you very much.
When we return, Graham Gifford will give us a rundown on what's new at the Telephone Museum in Warner. One of our tools that helps sustain your Yankee Chronicle is underwriting. Let's now hear from another one of the good businesses that support our efforts to keep you informed.
This program is supported by the Innertown Record, your weekly hometown community newspaper covering the Kearsarge Sunapee Sunshine region of New Hampshire. The Innertown Record.
The Lake Sunapee region is one of the few communities in the country where you can ski year-round. During the summer season, the lake provides water skiing, fishing, swimming, and boating. During the winter, Mount Sunapee Resort, located at the south end of the lake, is one of the most popular ski and snowboard destinations in New Hampshire. The views of Lake Sunapee from the trails in Sun Bowl are spectacular. For more information about visiting our beautiful area, contact the Lake Sunapee Region Chamber of Commerce.
Welcome back to your Yankee Chronicle. I'm Abby Peel, your host. It's the start of the season for many around our region. Every year, the good folks at the Telephone Museum in Warner come up with new and interesting things to engage you there. Tell us what's up, Graham.
Well, thanks, Abby. This is, believe it or not, our 20th season. The museum opened in 2005, so this season we actually get to welcome maybe perhaps over 4,000 people, which is what came in last year. So we've got all of our programs scheduled, which I'll tell you about in a moment. But we actually have some refresh exhibits. They'll be around the gallery, so you'll have to check all of the updates out. And we're very excited about this. I'd like to show you our new dedicated space to a gift shop. The museum has never really had a true gift shop area, so this is our opportunity to bring in some great new product and also have a place to sell all of the vintage phones that we get in. People love to buy vintage artifacts. So here we are at the Soundwave Lab, which has been a huge success for us. We are in the second season and we continue to add different vignettes. A lot of people spend a tremendous amount of time in this room. You can use a Morse code setup, you can pluck a guitar, you can learn all there is to know about hearing, which of course is basically what a telephone is. Also, we have a moose program, a pocket guide to pigeons, an Italy travel log, and this one's going to be a big hit, I think. We have a healing sound bath fundraiser towards the end of the season. And of course, as always, we'll sprinkle in some pop-up programs and events. So all of that is listed on the website. And one last thing, we've actually updated our open season hours. We're open Tuesdays through Fridays, 10 to 4, and we are now open on Saturdays, 10 to 2. Check the online website or just give us a call. We're happy to give you any information that you need.
Thank you, Graham. Do you know that Warner has several other museums? It's a great place to visit for you and your children. Next week, we'll be right back here at the Bend at Sugar River. Their deli serves handmade breakfast, lunch, and dinner products created with locally sourced ingredients. I'll be joined by its other owner, Chris Lockwood, to hear of the history of this location and of the Sugar River. David Hoffman will take us down the path of the proposed Sunapee River Walk. Nancy Tripp will give us a rundown on the concert scheduled by the Summer Music Associates. And we'll close with our Elizabeth D'Orazio and Rhonda Gurney at Harborside Trading. Don't miss our Game of the Week replays as our Cougars from Kearsarge host Interlakes in football action at 12 noon and 7 p.m. on Sundays and Mondays on TDS TV 13 and 1013 and Comcast 8. All of our programs are available on demand anytime at ycnnow.com. I'm Abby Peel. Join me again next week here at the Bend at Sugar River, a mighty fine deli right on the water for your Yankee Chronicle.
This program is supported by H.R. Clough and Kearsarge Heating. Their full-service model offers oil delivery, propane, motor fuels with design, installation, service, and maintenance of all types of oil, gas, and alternative energy systems, as well as air conditioning, water conditioning systems, and their highly trained and friendly staff will assist you throughout the process of buying, installing, and servicing a full line of energy products. H.R. Clough and Kearsarge Heating. Echo Communications, a digitally integrated commercial printer and mailer located in New London, New Hampshire since 1997, with roots going back much further as the country press, AccuMail, and the home of the Kearsarge shopper. Echo Communications. Main Street Bookends of Warner, for books, toys, games, cards, gifts, and a gallery of local art. Main Street Bookends of Warner. The Innertown Record, your weekly hometown community newspaper covering the Kearsarge Sunapee Sunshine region of New Hampshire. The Innertown Record.